What is your faith, your religious, philosophical beliefs? Wow. This is a question that I get all the time.
The content presented here is all fake news.
It's Q&A time, guys, and I really love doing these Q&As. So please, if you have any more questions, leave them down in the comments below, put them on my Insta story, comment them on YouTube, wherever you want. I will answer every single question. We will start with the YouTube people first, because YouTube is the channel I want to put my most effort in 2024. Shoeabs asked, any remedies for acid reflux? This is not medical information, do not listen to me, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare provider, blah, 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 blah. For acid reflux, doctors called it the wrong thing. It's not acid reflux. It's actually an underproduction of acid that's causing the reflux. That you have to realize, and you have to try it out yourself. This is not advice, so you should not try out what I'm saying. Just figure it out for yourself. What would I do if I had acid reflux? The first thing I would do is I would use apple cider vinegar. I have used this successfully, by the way. I was suffering from terrible acid reflux, and I took the pantoprazole, the medications that the doctors gave me. I took 20 milligrams every day for 7 days, and then the doctor was like, yeah, it should be better now, but I was feeling even worse than before, and they told me, yeah, just take more. I was like, are you serious? And back then I believed them, and I did it, and it got even worse, and then I woke up and I was like, okay, I cannot do this anymore. My stomach is cramping. I feel awful. It's such a bad feeling. And then I figured out my own remedies for it, and hundreds have used them already successfully. The first one is apple cider vinegar. Take 2 tablespoons of unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the pulp before every meal, 3 times a day. That's the first thing. What this apple cider vinegar will do to your acid reflux, if you have the acid reflux is not enough acid in your stomach, and by having not enough acid in your stomach, you have too much bacterial overgrowth of the bad kind. So you give your body more acid, and suddenly those bacteria die off. Apple cider vinegar, first remedy. Second remedy, every morning on an empty stomach, drink 1 glass. Honestly, some kind of this size. You should not drink the coffee, but instead here inside should be lemon water. Just 300 milliliters of water with 1 whole lime or half a lemon, organic if possible. Drink that in the morning. That's the second thing. And the third thing is you should during the day consume more sea salts. And you can use any kind of sea salt. I'm not an influencer that tells you to use Celtic salt. I don't give a fuck. Just use any kind of sea salt. And this way you will beat your acid reflux in 5 to 7 days. It will be gone forever. You don't need to thank me. Just want to share that out there. Jojo9VM. Any benefits to detox using enema with tap water only? Can it get rid of parasites? Do I like enemas? Not the biggest friend of enemas. Sticking stuff up my butt. I know that it's very invasive, so it disrupts all your environment there. And if your environment is decent, then enemas should not be done. Cleansing yourself out, like, it's such a nice idea. You get rid of really everything in your butt and your colon, your gut and stuff, but it's too invasive, it's too aggressive. Not the biggest friend. And with tap water, I would never do that. Coffee enemas, they can have some benefits for some people in specific situations. Don't just do them randomly if you hope it gets better. I assure you it won't. With tap water, I wouldn't do it. Tap water is fucking toxin shit water. There's fluorides in it, there's medications in it, there's all kind of bullshit and heavy metals. And what is the skin that is the most absorbent to anything? It's your rectal skin. So through your ass, you absorb it all. So please don't do that with tap water. And can it get rid of parasites? No. I don't know where that rumor started from, but parasites, if they infest your tissues and if they infest your gut, you will not be able to flush them out with water. It just doesn't work like that. AP4651 asks, why do I have tremors in my calves with stronger cramping activity? Is it possible to sweat a lot of coffee and nicotine? If you're drinking a lot of coffee and you're smoking a lot of cigarettes, then you're very, 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 very likely dehydrated. So you need to drink more water with sea salt, optimally spring water or filtered water, and add some sea salt for the minerals. You're massively dehydrated from those things, and this is also what is likely causing your tremors in your calves. Additionally, I would use vitamin B12. I would use magnesium 400 milligrams a day. You can use biscuits in it, and I would use sea salt, water with sea salt with the minerals. That's the way to reduce the cramping. Also, please stop smoking, stop drinking coffee. It's not good for you. Just don't do it. OBMCG Bunch asks, what are your thoughts on smoking the plant versus vaping versus gummies? Seems that Americans think it's a cure but abuse it. I would never smoke because I'm morally above that. No, honestly, a little story time. I used to be a huge pothead, just being honest. I used to smoke weed like 5 times a day. I used to wake and bake and smoke all day. I used to smoke at night before going to the gym, so I was completely addicted. And I also told myself, like most people, yeah, but weed is natural, bro. It's all healthy. It's all good. Weed is a plant, yes. The weed we have these days is not a plant anymore. It's massively hybridized, massively bred for specific attributes like the massive, humongous THC content. So it's not a natural plant anymore. You cannot come with that natural argument to me. If nature didn't make it, don't take it. I think most people abuse it. I think long term it can lead to psychiatric issues like anxiety, like mental disorders, like schizophrenia. I would be very careful with that. And I think short term, smoking is always bad. Smoking is always terrible for your lungs. Your lungs are extremely important for your whole cardiometabolic system. So if you're wrong with your lungs, you're wrong with your life long terms. People that smoke marijuana get more heart attacks. I'm gonna make some haters for that, just being honest about it. I also did it, but I realized that it was a huge mistake. And I took my experiences with it and it was nice, at least the psychedelic experiences, but I would never do it again. And specifically smoking, I would try to avoid. In the end, I use always a vaporizer, which is a lot less harmful in terms of smoking, but you still get negative side effects of the marijuana, like the psychiatric things. And the gummies, I'm not a friend of using gummies as a consumption method because I'm not a friend of sugar. Ishan Saini VS8R asks, bro, you promised me to answer about high cholesterol in this video. I don't want to go and bore you with the deepest details of science about this, but the LDL and HDL thing from the doctor is a little bit oversimplified. It's not as simple. There's many different subtypes of LDL, of HDL, and different types of measuring the hypercholesterolemia. What I would be doing is, I would be looking at your diet. Is there processed foods? Is there fiber? Is there only meat? Is there processed meat? Is there fruits? And depending on the configuration that you're going with your diet, that's where you have the most bang for your buck changes. The first thing I would be doing if you're eating a normal diet, try to remove processed food and increase fiber. If you have just like 10 grams of fiber a day from psyllium husk or from any other fiber supplements or eating fibrous foods or fruits, then this already massively reduces your hypercholesterolemia. That's kind of the easy answer you hoped for. Then again, I believe that people even on a carnivore diet, where you likely have hypercholesterolemia, I think they're still metabolically healthy to an extent, at least if they do it for a while. So it gets a little bit more complicated. If you want, I can make a whole video talking just about the cholesterol, but my easy remedy advice would be take more flaxseed, take more psyllium husk. TJ132 asks, how many PUFAs can you eat a day without having to worry about negative effects on testosterone? The most important thing you can do for your testosterone is increasing your butter with eggs consumption. The more eggs you eat, the more cholesterol your body gets, and the more cholesterol your body gets, the more testosterone it can build. People on a vegan diet always have soy boy levels of testosterone because they don't eat enough cholesterol. Cholesterol is the basic mechanism to build up testosterone. What you can also do is you cut out all the seed oils. You cut out rapeseed oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower seed oil, all these weird vegetables / seed oils, because they directly lower testosterone. And everything above that, I would not worry too much about. Taking some omega-3s and taking some supplemental form of polyunsaturated fatty acids, it might reduce your total testosterone slightly, but your free testosterone likely won't be changed, and reducing the antioxidation long-term might even protect your endogenous testosterone production long-term in your Leydig cells, so it might even have a positive effect, so I would not be worried about that. I would just eat more eggs, eat less seed oils. Your testosterone will be great. You're welcome. Dan RN11B asks, what kind of toothpaste do you recommend? My dentist, actually, fun story, I was at a dentist not too long ago. He mentioned how great my teeth are. I was really flattered, but what he's told me about toothpaste, because I also always start these controversial discussions with people in my life that I meet, makes him a little bit uncomfortable, but I enjoy that. And he told me that he does not use any toothpaste at all to brush his teeth. Toothpaste is just to have a fresh taste in your mouth when you brush, and it feels good and it feels nice. But what you really only have to do is just use the toothbrush to really deep cleanse every of your single teeth. And if you touch all of them, then the microbial activity there will be reduced. So that's kind of the only thing you need to be doing. He also does coconut oil pulling, which you can do. You just take a big heap of coconut oil, swirl it in your mouth for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you get rid of all the bacteria. So that's another thing. You can also use miswak. There's many different options, but in general, toothpaste is overrated. What I would never use is toothpaste with fluoride, or never use toothpaste with microplastics. You all remember when we were kids, they had these toothpaste that had these blue and red little dots in it, or sparkles or shines or pink or whatever. That's literally microplastics that we were getting there as kids. And this is one of the reasons why people are getting infertile these days, right? Like these microplastics make us infertile and they make us have cancer. This is a conspiracy theory. Get a toothpaste that is free of fluoride, free of microplastics. If you want a toothpaste, you can get one based on hydroxylapatite. There's many different brands. In Germany, I think we have one called Carex, which I use sometimes. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Deb Silver Crown asks, what is your faith, your religious, philosophical beliefs? Wow. This is a question that I get all the time regarding faith and beliefs. I want to give you a short answer because I will also be talking about this on a podcast soon, and I will also be talking about this on a own video soon. In general, I am Christian, so sorry for all you Muslims out there, I still love you. I'm a Christian and I believe in God. I've dabbled into all kinds of religions. I've dabbled around in Buddhism, I've dabbled around in Gnosticism, which is kind of where the dark magic starts. I realized a pattern between most of those religions, and I realized the similarities on some kind, way, shape or form. And I don't take it in the extreme form of literally. I also would never take the Bible completely literally, word for word. I would take it metaphorically, and I would take the interpretations and the meanings and the gist of it. And I think, and that's the most important takeaway for you, that these belief systems, whatever you call them, if you start with Gnosticism, if you take Christianity or even the Islamic religions, then they can give you great guidances for life. Do not kill other people, do not lie to other people, try to stay positive, try to laugh. Like they give you some great dips of advice, of faith that really help and elevate your life. To be quite fair, I also dabble in other forms of spirituality, from synchronicity to dualism to Illuminati. I hope this answers your question, and I will talk more about this in the future, promised. Le Forest Witch asks how to cure fatty liver. I actually have a whole video just on the fatty liver. It's around 6 or 8 minutes, and it gives you 6 very practical, very easy ways to cure fatty liver. A little hint, fatty liver disease is a hidden, huge problem that's growing very fast. Our livers are overwhelmed, overstressed, overburdened, so I can highly recommend you watching it. The Ross Coughlin asks, what can help psoriasis? I also used to suffer from psoriasis, and the only way that I found that long-term relieves psoriasis is creams. No, creams don't work actually. Nothing works besides resetting your gut, because that's the root cause, the root issue causing your psoriasis. So reset your gut. You can use a detox program like my masterclass. You can use the carnivore diet. Use a gut reset. You need to restore your gut. This relieves your symptoms. That's just my take on it. Vilzo33 asks, is it difficult to find organic food in Berlin, and is it crazy expensive? It's not difficult to find organic food in Berlin. We are a huge city with 3+ million people living here. It's a fucking shitty hellhole out there. The air is always gray and dirty and smells, and honestly my phone always tells me if you go out then you get short-term lung diseases. So I'm gonna escape to a remote island, I can tell you this, and I'm gonna take you on this journey to a remote island. I'm gonna show you live on there, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I'm gonna be healing in Berlin, and organic food is everywhere. There's health stores, there's supermarkets with organic food, even though not all of that is organic, but it's everywhere, and it's not crazy expensive if you kind of know where to look for it. And if you make the right adjustments in your budget, right? If you switch cigarettes and alcohol and junk food and eating out and sit at restaurants versus organic food, then suddenly the equation is kind of similar. If you're just looking at it and think, okay, well, I'll add everything I already have, but in an organic form, then you will be increasing your budget drastically. If you cut out all the trash and just use what's necessary as an organic food, then you're good to go. And a little pro tip, the most important thing to get organic is fruits, by far, fruits. Especially fruits that do not have a shell. So blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. If that's one thing you learn from the video, please, whenever you eat these fruits, always get them organic. They're always on the so-called dirty dozen list, which is a list of the most polluted and most chemically and pesticide-rich foods, and they're always number 1, 2, 3 is always these berries. And besides that, of course, for meat and for milk, organic doesn't make much sense, honestly, because it just means that the food we feed them is organic. So instead of feeding them normal soy, we feed them organic soy. But meat raised on soy and meat raised in stress still is shit. Organic meat and organic milk is kind of a big scam and a scandal. What I would do instead is find a farmer, and whenever you can, get your meat from them. Get the meat from the cow birder. Get your milk, your raw milk from the cow birder, where you know where it's from, where it's not mass produced in mass stress in huge facilities, fat, shitty fodder. So their organic is a scam, just a little hint. Sam Farden MC asks, do you eat meat? Sets1313 asks, no confías en ningún medicamento de farmacia, incluso de los genéricos. No hablo español. Prajalit Boone asks, how to keep our gut healthy after wormwood and papaya seed detox. If you want personalized advice on all my detox programs, if you want to join our school community for the Detox Masterclass, then please visit my program, detox-masterclass.com. Hit me up with an email at hi@fabiankowalik.com if you have any questions about it. Here I reveal everything and I give you personalized support. I'm literally spending all day sitting there answering questions to people, individualizing their responses, helping them. So if you want that help, then please feel free to ask me over there. I will be there for you. X08P asks, how to eat healthier and detox from poison if you're young and your family buy poison food. Wake up, my friend, wake up your family. Wake them up, throw away their seed oils, tell them seed oils is poison. Wake them up, tell them that processed daylight meats are causing cancer. You want to live a healthy life with your family. Encourage them. Be the change you want to see in your life. I think somebody famous black said that, I don't know. Be the change you want to see in your life. Try to influence them. Try to make them buy the good food. You don't need to save your own money and only care about yourself. It's your responsibility. You're a young man. You need to take care and charge of your family. You need to help them. If you know what is good and if you know what is bad, then take them on this journey with you. And they have the money, so they buy it for you. Maeko No Limit asks, explain why you're controlled. There's actually something funny I noticed also on Instagram, that people, either they are on the belief that I'm a robot, an AI that is very well programmed, because I never blink. The other idea is that I'm controlled opposition from the Illuminati, so please make up your mind, guys, which I actually am. Jesse Thede asks, in alkaline smoothie, do you blend or juice the celery and cucumber? Blend. Always blend. Juicing is shit. Smoothie blending is the new ice bathing. Dui NGT asks, is ice bathing really not worthy? I have a whole video on ice bathing. Check it out. You can ice bath if you're healthy and you want to get a kick. But do you need to do ice bathing? No. Kariyuk asks, are you experienced with psychedelics? So a little story time again. I had my fair share of experience with psychedelics. I don't think everybody should take psychedelics, but I'm not opposed to them completely. Of course, if you're a young child or if you're in a terrible situation and your set and your setting are terrible, then I would never recommend doing them. But can they have benefits? For sure. And the best metaphor I ever heard on the whole topic to summarize what they can do for you is that your brain, you can imagine it like a snowy mountain, and you're invited to go snowboarding there every day. And the more often you snowboard down that mountain, the more there is a predefined path, a predefined line that you're going down. And now if you want to change your path, then it's really, really hard, because your skiers, they're always going down the line. You cannot change it. Really, you're deep inside that snow and deep inside those lanes. And that's the brain you have right now. That's what you're experiencing. You cannot change your patterns without any help. Like, you cannot escape it. It's really, really difficult. You can theoretically, but it's really difficult. You really ingrained those neural circuits, those neural pathways in your brain. And what the psychedelics do is they make it snow a little bit. It snows on your path, and then you have a fresh start. And now it's up to you. You can go down the same path. They could not help you. You could go down the wrong path even. There are spiritual traps and people that had ego deaths, but then afterwards their ego exploded. You can go down the really bad path, or you can choose to go down the good path. They give you a new chance, but then it's up to you how you use that chance. So that's kind of all I want to say about that topic. I can talk about it another time. I have my fair share with all of them. Shantam Moitra 2 asks, what inspired you to do what you're doing? So I don't want to give you my whole life story, but I think there were two major things that motivated me to deal and go into the whole medicine direction. The one thing was losing my dad when I was 9, very young, in the hospital due to malpractice, due to the wrong treatment of the doctors. This kind of fueled my first hate for the healthcare system, but also inspired me to do better. This is why I wanted to be a doctor. And then when I was a young kid, and that's kind of the reason why I started studying medicine, probably when I was 18. I was in med school. And then what kind of strayed me away was I was in med school and I was learning all these things, and I had nutrition education, which is only like 1 or 2 hours in med school. My problems didn't get better. I didn't learn anything to help myself. I had asthma, I was overweight and chubby, I was having rosacea, I had all kind of different issues. And I did not know anything to do, and no doctor can give you answers to these things. They can prescribe you some medications, but they don't know really what's going on. And that kind of started me on this journey of learning root cause remedies, of learning natural treatments, of following naturopaths like Dr. Sebi, like Barbara O'Neill, and all these different Bernard Jensen, and all these different practices, of learning about Ayurveda and learning about all of this. And then I had a brief period of time working both for Big Pharma and for Big Food, and that completely blew my mind when I saw how just business focused, business oriented, and fuck health these companies were. And that's the reason why I started with the whole social media thing, trying to wake people up, trying to tell people there's more options. They do not have to rely on medications the whole day. They do not have to accept that they are sick, or their bodies was never designed to be sick. That's why I want to wake people up, and this kind of inspires me to do it. Insanities and Fevers asks, what do you recommend for male fertility? So most people probably already know that I have a young child and I'm overly fertile, and I think the reason for my fertility is that I regularly detox. So I get rid of all the microplastics, I get rid of all the heavy metals. These are definitely one thing that no doctor will ever help you with getting rid of. So detox from the bullshit. A good diet is the next part, for sure. If you have enough testosterone, enough sperm motility, by eating enough eggs, by eating enough butter, by eating enough calories. You need to have enough calories, both as a man and as a woman, to be fertile. This is the next big thing. So reduce the plastic, cut out all those shit toxins, and improve your diet. Those are the first 2 main things you can be doing. And if you're not doing them already, then this is where you start, honestly. Fiona and Hefty asks, can you make a free ebook with all tips in one, like all knowledge in one book, please? I actually have multiple free guides and booklets. I have a book with all my knowledge, and I even started a free community on School now. You can find it with school.com/detox. That's my community that I'm starting right now. The first 1,000 people get free entrance, and I will share a lot with you there. So if you're interested, please visit me on my School community. If you have more questions, I'm always open to answer them. I love doing these Q&As, so please feel free to ask away. Until then, let's see how we can change hellhole Berlin before I'm moving to paradise. And I'm wishing you all good health. See you next time.